So this wasn't even. Oh, so I misunderstood. Anyways, I thought this was like you guys found them in the act, and so this was because of undercutting of prices. They.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my. Okay. That's. Go on. Go on.
There seems to be something behind that reaction. Tell us where your head's at.
It just. So you said that it was CG and who else that flanked you for this?
ESB.
Okay, so they both must. I knew CG flipped sides. They must
They
both
work
be.
together.
Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster. My head is at that. Maybe instead of. My mind is never one to go to violence immediately. So from them to for the idea that this was the due justice for an undercut has me baffled. So I guess I'm not as good as getting into the mind of my enemies as I thought I would.
They'll divulge to violence no matter what the option is. You could cough in their direction and they'll shoot you.
Yeah, that's. I'm learning. I'm learning Los Santos isn't like other cities.
No. Any form of any type of violence or anything that goes against CG or Mr. K is going to end in bloodshed. We were at war for 3 weeks with them. We know what it's like.
All right. Like I said, I can't give you back the blood that was spilled. I can't give you back that, but I can reimburse you a little bit in hopes that it might make future endeavors maybe a little better. But I can't.
Ooh.
The most I could do is I might be able to look into getting like a cybernetic eye. You know, that's the closest I might be able to get to helping out. But it may not seem like I am, but I am deeply sorry that you guys dealt with this for something so petty as prices on the street.
The thing that makes us unsettled as to what the future for these relationships hold is that Tenchi was pushed by someone allocated by you, from what we're understanding, to go intercept a shipment from BSK. And when Tenchi said, okay, what are you going to do to help us? Because the cartel and the mob are supplying weaponry to their members. That person said, you know what? I gave you the information. You're on your own. They sent Tenchi in to basically just rip to fucking shreds by SMGs.
Yeah, our latest info on that before sending Tenchi into anything was that they had a singular SMG. I figured 5.
A lot more than one.
They have a lot more than one. I am well aware now. So our intel is a little behind on the movements of the. To be fair, we're taking care of the armaments now. We were a little behind on that one, so that is on us. We thought they were going into a gunfight with someone with one SMG, not an army of SMGs.
Yeah, they're fully stacked, all of them.
Yeah.
That leads us to another question. When we had the meeting with you a couple of days ago, we inquired as to what exactly you were looking for out of all of this, and you stated that you never wanted anyone to have bloodshed for this cause or what's been happening, but it seems as though nothing that we do is avoidant of bloodshed. No matter what we do, no matter what route we take, we are just consistently met with death over and over and over again by every group that can find us, can find Tenchi or 404. It doesn't stop. We cannot fight back against SMGs. We can't, I'm sorry, but we can't fight back on these gangs if all we're getting is spy equipment. There's nothing we can do. A spy camera does not stop a bullet going into every one of the boys behind me, and it hasn't.
You're right. That's why we are stepping up our security, and by security I mean the means to secure ourselves. If you would follow me real quick, Piper, you can check this out. This is the beginning. If you want to go ahead and open this crate. We're starting. We're what? I guess this is gonna be the good old-fashioned handoff then. That sucks. There's a lot of stuff. I hope you have room.
I can pop my head really quick.
Nah, we'll do the good old-fashioned handoff. All right, so it's like I said, consider this the beginning, and this is the hope to make a little bit of amends.
Ooh, what we gonna get?
Give me a second. That's not all. There you go. That's the beginning. All right, so now I know it's only one. I know, but we got to start somewhere. We're working on getting an actual supply chain going to get more more armaments in the hands of you guys, so you can actively defend yourselves. But because
Oh my God! Did we get another gun? Or an?
I'm just gonna take.
Did we get an
on the
SMG?
channel. I was a step behind. I pride myself on being steps ahead. I was a step behind on the movements of what the mob and the cartel were doing. I was focused on cocaine. They were focused on guns. I will listen. What's up? Let me ask 6 to 10 something real quick. I might be able to get you in a close a tandem of some sorts. Let me ask 6 to 10. Come here, 6 to 10. Quit playing with yourself.
Come here. I just got an SMG upper and lower with a blueprint plus ammo for it. I told them basically that we are no longer interested in pushing cocaine, that the supplier is unreliable, inconsistent, and quite frankly, pretty rude. However,
What?
I stated that we're more than happy to be their constant importer into the state for weaponry, which is what I've always wanted to do anyway.
Ah, you're speaking my language.
He's talking.
Well, now if we don't get a plug.
Sixteen over there.
I have a lot of experience in gun running.
He said
I
that he's
kicked out of the
sorry.
military.
Well, welcome to the other side of the tracks. He said that he prides himself on being a step ahead, but he was multiple steps behind, and apparently everyone is focused on pushing guns instead of pushing cocaine. So he's fallen behind. So we may very well stand a chance if this puts our foot in the door.
That would be very, very nice. Also, a cybernetic eye. That'd be sick.
That'd be
Kaden,
dope,
he's
bro.
talking about a
Do you
spy
think you shoot
camera.
lasers?
He said no. I don't think that's what he's talking about.
What the fuck
I'm
kind
like-
of cybernetic eye are we talking
He was
about?
talking
You're-
about one for Kaden.
Yeah, actually, I'd be okay with that. Caden does need another eye. I think that's pretty fair of an ask.
One of us shoots
Question.
lasers.
What's your question?
Giving me too much
Is-
power.
I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but is that all we received?
We got an upper, a lower, 2 LKS3s, an SMG blueprint, and 30 rounds of SMG ammo. That's not a
That's-
lot.
It's a start.
That's not a lot.
He said that it's not a lot, but it is a start. However, I can't disagree that this does not feel like a lot, and I will say that the dismissiveness nearly feels like a slap in the face, but there's not much we can do. We either take what we're given, or we get nothing.
You have
I
a foot in the
would.
door. Is what's important here. You know?
How many times, how long do we need to wait with our foot in the door until the door is kicked open is the problem. That's my only issue.
You're not wrong.
We haven't gotten a warehouse. We haven't gotten anything really. I feel like we've been backhanded. We were promised assistance, and we're not getting any. Meanwhile, the streets consistently run red because the syndicate can't assist us, can't assist anybody, and are sending people out to die.
Well, now that they're on top of it and they seem to know what other people's priorities are, maybe this will be something that gets better.
Maybe it'll open their eyes a little bit.
My problem is I can't sit around and watch many more failures
They're ready.
because it costs us our lives.
All right. So the only thing that I can go for right now is that we're gonna be working on getting armaments into the state. Now that right now means I have a close eye on a crew that I'm working with right now, and if they don't pan out, then I'll have to find another. But I do know that we do have it in the works. It's just we were, like I said, we were a step behind. So, but you should have access to more armament in the near future. We're just gonna have to figure out how to get the 6 to 10. How do we want to word this?
The steady supply of guns to the syndicate is going to be rectified soon, and is currently being done. You guys just need to understand that we are constantly moving against these other factions, and right now, like he explained, we are a step behind, but that is being rectified as we speak, and we are working on that. Hopefully very soon you will be contacted, just like you have for cocaine, and maybe you will be supplied soon.
We hope and pray. Well, that's useless. We hope. That's useless too. We know that these people are going to either do it, or I'm going to find someone who will. You all cannot be going into these fights up against brick walls. You're just going to get yourselves killed, and that's not what I found all of you out
Once you
for.
see with the
I did
coke
not
dealers from
bring
the
you into
syndicate
this to
side,
die.
honestly, not
Just so we're
nothing.
clear, that is not the plan. There's a lot.
Well,
What do you mean?
There's
Well,
violence in everything.
yeah, but I don't want them to die.
People are going to get shot. People are going to get hurt. That's the reality of life.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that that doesn't mean that I'm going to send them into fights they can't fight. That's not how this is going to work. 6 to 10.
At the end of the day, there's no justification for whatever cause you choose to stand behind. Everyone is sent in, and whether you die or not is of your own volition if you make it out. If you make it out, the side that wins is just the side that had more come